With the men's hockey team still on its Christmas break, we continue our series of new player introductions with two players who have slid very quietly yet very effectively into their respective roles on this team. Please welcome Thunder Bay's Mike Stubbs and from Morden, Manitoba, Cade Kowalski. Mike Stubbs, Cade Kowalski, thanks for being with us here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So boys, one of the things I like to do is I like to kind of outline how it is that you ultimately chose UPEI. I know the routes are always different for different players, the circumstances are always different. Mike, why don't you start off and maybe talk about how it is that you ended up landing here at the university?
Well, I played junior in the OHL for Mississauga, and one of my teammates from Mississauga was coming out here. And
who would that be?
That'd be goalie Joe Ranger, also a freshman. Yeah, my roommate as well. And I was playing in Portage La Prairie last year in the MJHL, and they were in a similar situation as PEI was last year, that they got to host the national championship. Right. So I ended up playing in Portage, and during that time the PEI team was in the Nationals, and Forby called me a couple times, and I ended up thinking that coming out here instead of staying in Thunder Bay was the right call.
Not a bad idea. Mm-hmm. And you had a pretty good option. I mean, if you were going to be local, Lakehead's got a big program going on there. You had actually started in school, I think, prior to last year. Maybe talk about that, maybe.
Yeah, last year I was a full-time nursing student, and I was going to Lakehead, and I ended up getting traded at the deadline out to Manitoba, and and I made a decision to put that on hold for a little bit, and
sure.
And I ended up making the decision to keep playing hockey. And
what's it like because we don't get a lot of guys from the Manitoba Junior League who play in the Manitoba Junior League or the Saskatchewan Junior League. What's it like out there playing in that league? Of course, you had a pretty unique experience hosting the Centennial Cup.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience going from the OHL to that. Like it was obviously an unbelievable experience playing in the Ontario League and stuff like that. But playing in Portage La Prairie, you really got that small town junior feeling. So it's like it was only like a town of 10,000. Everybody really cared about the hockey team. It was everywhere you went, everyone kind of looked at you different. Like everyone knew who you were wherever you went. And
you guys had a pretty good tournament. You lost in the semis, I think.
Yeah, we actually ended up beating the Maritime Junior Hockey League team in the quarterfinals to go to the semifinals. So
geez.
Yeah,
no Mariners wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
Huh? And out there you get those small rinks too, right? You get the community rinks, I imagine. Nice sort of, you talk about 10,000 people, you probably get some pretty good burns.
Yeah, you go a couple hours each way, and there's passionate fans all over the province. It doesn't matter where you play.
Do they travel?
Oh yeah, like you go some places like in OCN and Swan Valley and stuff like that, and the fans got goalie paddles above your bench and banging, and it's old time junior hockey. And sometimes it's pretty cool.
It certainly gets you in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. It's completely different from a major junior fan experience, and it was cool.
The corporate affair is the community.
It was more of a community feel, like everyone knew who you were, kind of thing. And it was interesting.
So your story is interesting, Cade, too, how you got here. A little bit of a loop around as well, too. Maybe talk about your experience.
Yeah, so I started in the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League with the Weyburn Red Wings, and played 1.5 years there, then got traded to the Flin Flon Bombers. They're in Manitoba, but play in the Saskatchewan League.
Home of Bobby Clark.
Yeah, Bobby Clark, Reggie Leach. Yeah, great barn there too, and played the rest of that year out, and then kind of just went to college hockey in the States at Fair State University.
Was that always your preferred route? Had you always had that goal that you wanted to go NCAA?
Yeah, so kind of for me, I always dreamed of playing in college hockey, NCAA, and I'm 2 hours away from University of North Dakota, so I went there almost every single year, 5 or 6 times. So
Talking about a great barn.
yeah, exactly,
Talking
right?
about a beautiful building.
Yeah.
What's it called? The
Ralph Engelstad
Ralph
Arena.
Engelstad Arena,
Yeah, great spot. But so ended up committing to Ferris after my 18-year-old year, and then they wanted to bring me in a year early, so went down for my 20 year there, and played 4 years at Fair State in a small town, Big Rapids in Michigan, and then ended up here.
What's that like? What's the CCHA like? I mean, maybe I think in terms of NCAA, it may not get quite the level of attention that it does, or maybe it's just because we're in the East Coast, we don't hear about it as much.
Yeah, so it's all kind of more so the Midwest, right? So it's teams all from Michigan for the most part.
Right.
They were originally with the WCHA.
Yeah.
Did a kind of formatting into a new league.
So they merged?
Not even a merge, just a brand new league.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and just kind of made it closer. They kind of kicked out the Alaska teams to reduce travel. Right, so made it way smaller, and there's a couple Minnesota teams with Bemidji and St. Thomas. It's a overall very good league.
Do you play against Michigan State and Michigan University in that
We
league?
played them in non-conference games.
Non-conference
Yeah, so in tournaments and stuff. But,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So like, if you think about UPEI, you got Cappy was in Trinity for a while.
Yeah.
Owen Hedrick played here before. He was in Lake Superior State, which would have been in your conference too, right?
Yeah.
Of course, then Owen went to Erie after that, and then came here. And he's really a Panther. He's not any of those other.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So the league itself, like if you compare it, say, to the AUS, what's had any comparisons, differences?
I would say even just college hockey in general, it's more so systematic.
Yeah.
Where you have to play your system. If you're not playing your system, you're not playing.
Right.
And here, I'd say you got a little bit more freedom to do what you want, more creativity, I guess.
Good.
Just with the Canadian style junior, it more so translates over here.
Right.
So, I'd say that there's similarities and differences. Like the pace is very similar.
Yep.
I'd say it's a little bit more physical here.
Okay.
Or you can get away with more things here than what you can in the States.
Sure. And you're part of your journey. You had some health issues along the way. You had some hip issues, I think.
Had 2 hip resurfacings done. Missed out on a year and a half. So I injured it
When was that? Like, when did that happen?
Injured it my sophomore year, right at the start of my sophomore year. So that was during when COVID was going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and didn't get it diagnosed until halfway through. So it was just playing. I thought it was just my groins and that I wasn't very flexible. I knew that my whole life. So I got a MRI and saw that there was a lot of problems going on there. So we got it fully resurfaced. I couldn't get the double, which is what people are getting now. They said that you can't do that at the time, or that's what my surgeon said.
Okay.
So got one, had to wait 5 months, got the other, and then I wasn't on skates for about 12 months, so a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All good now?
Yeah, it's better than before, so yeah.
What?
Yeah, really happy. Hopefully I don't have to get any hip replacements, but
It's not fun.
yeah.
So you came here from Ferris State. You're enrolled in a double master's program. Kind of?
So just one master's here and then taking a master's at Fair State still.
Yeah.
So I was able to kind of not graduate early from Fair State, but have most of my courses done where I was able to enroll in some master's courses there. So I'm about halfway done that master's in data science, and then came here and I'm getting done the MBA here in global leadership with David D'Agostino.
Do you sleep?
It's not that bad. I'm lucky to be in the 2-year program. You should ask David if he sleeps.
Okay, all right. And speaking of Dave, you're referring to Dave D'Agostino.
Yeah.
You guys managed to find some time to, I know Dag's talked about it before, you guys are over at the Mount, over here, and you found the time to do some volunteer stuff with pretty cool stuff that you're doing. Maybe talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, so I know David touched on kind of us briefly visiting there with the team, and we ended up really liking it, and we had a bit of a requirement with the course to kind of be volunteering, so we decided to see if they were open to letting us go there. And yeah, they were asking us any ideas that we had to kind of incorporate some plans to do volunteering there, and we were kind of lost with that. So the volunteer administrator there had a great idea of starting a boys' coffee club or a men's coffee club.
Okay.
I guess they don't have a lot of males there necessarily. It's mostly females, so just giving them the opportunity to kind of interact with other males was the goal of it. We haven't started it yet. Hopefully in the new year we will.
Good.
But yeah, just doing basic volunteer work right now.
Good Peas Cup showing itself up again. I love it. Great stuff. So Mike here from Northern Ontario. Pretty good fishing up there. Understand you like it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, since I was a kid, my grandparents own a fishing lodge in Uppsala, Ontario,
Okay.
which is a real small town, probably like 45 minutes from Ignace, Ontario, which is which is probably not helping anybody in the Maritime Shores. But it's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
I think you lost everyone in the room.
It's a walleye and pike. It used to be flying in like the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. Now it's a dirt road, paved kind of thing, like with graded road, about 50 kilometers in the middle of the bush. And yeah, they own a 12 cabin resort for fishing and stuff like that. So
really?
in the summer, that's where I spend a majority of my time.
Do you work there in the summer?
I try to go out there and help every weekend, and get some free fishing along with it.
Free accommodations.
Yeah, exactly.
Too.
Yeah. So
awesome. What's the name of the place, just in case people give a free plug for you?
It's called Pekashkin Lake Lodge.
Pekashkin Cade.
If anyone gets a chance, search it up. There's some cool pictures, some walleye and northern pike on there. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Panther Primer. Plug your businesses all around Canada. There you go. So boys, excuse me, I'm battling a bit of a cold here today. So when you think about you guys come in, when I'm watching you guys in the games, I kind of see you guys as role players, as in important role players, but I don't say that with any diminished means. Is that kind of a fairly good assessment of what maybe Mike you bring to the team? Is that how you kind of see yourself, and what do you see as your strengths that you guys bring to the team?
Yeah, I think along with that role player kind of style is I think I make like the right plays. I think I make smart plays, and I think that's a big part of my game is being on the defensive side of the puck and killing penalties and that kind of thing. So I feel like I am a very detail-oriented player and try to make good decisions, and that's.
We always talk about playing in straight lines. You seem to me one of those guys that plays in straight lines.
Yeah, I try to make the right play when I can, and I don't know. I think I try to block shots and do the little things right, and try to do those things that don't always show up on a stat sheet. Try to help win games. And
was that always your style of play? Would you always characterize as a defensive orientated player first?
Yeah, I thought in junior in the Ontario League, I spent a lot of time penalty killing and doing that stuff and honing in those kind of skills and figuring out that part of the game and figuring out how to be physical, especially at my size and stuff like that. So, and I felt over the years I've gotten better and better at it. So
one of the things I always notice, you always know when Mike Stubbs getting ready to go off the ice. The hand's always up. Everyone knows when you're going. And, I can always tell when you're ready. The hand's always up. Cade, how about you?
I'd say I'm a versatile player. Kind of like Mike saying that, make the right play at the right time. Whether that's a small little 2-foot play that maybe goes unnoticed, that's kind of how I like to model my game.
Right.
I'd say I'm more so a playmaker than a goal scorer or anything like that. I like to pass the puck maybe a little bit too much. But
not a bad thing.
But going back to the versatile, I think I've played all 3 positions now.
And you had to stand in center earlier on.
And then kind of struggled with the face-offs a bit for a second, but I think...
I wasn't going to bring that up. But it was noted by the people.
We're working on it. But I think I've been playing with different lines up and down the lineup in various positions, so I think that's something I bring, and then kind of just my experience and leadership for a young group, just help out wherever I can.
How did you get hooked up with Forby? Just go back to that for a minute. How did it come to pass that a Ferris State grad would get?
So when I was in the transfer portal in the college hockey transfer portal in the States.
What's that?
So it's kind of like when you want to go somewhere else. Like I graduated already, so I was looking at going somewhere else. I still had eligibility.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Still only 4 years of eligibility.
well, with COVID there was 5, and then me sitting out a whole year, I got another. So I had 2 more years of eligibility.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was in the transfer portal there. I started emailing some Canadian teams, UPI being the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was talking to about 5 teams, and Forby and I were hitting it off well. And yeah, UPI, whenever I thought of U Sports, I always kind of thought of UPI as the place that would be really cool to kind of experience, and I always thought of myself as a Panther, so.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
One of the things that was interesting, I ran into Stephen White one night here, and Stephen is, for those of you who don't know, Stephen White he's a retired phys ed teacher from Queen Charlotte. Anyone that watches volleyball would probably see Steve refereeing the volleyball games, but he was here one night, and he was telling me that you guys have a connection that goes back to like grade 2 or something.
Yeah, he's my gym teacher, my elementary school gym teacher, my favorite gym teacher too.
Your favorite gym teacher.
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
Plug for Stephen White. Plug for Penawisca Live, and a plug for Stephen White.
All the hockey kids loved Mr. White just because he always let us play floor hockey and stuff. So yeah, we were pretty upset when he
just
left.
shut the doors and let you.
Yeah, we were pretty upset when he left, but yeah, he's got a son who's my sister's age, Brayden. Yeah, basketball player.
Basketball player.
Yeah, when they left, we were pretty upset, but it's great to kind of reconnect and just talk to his family and stuff. And he's been to almost every one of our home games now. So it's awesome.
He's had you over to your play? He's had you over to?
Not yet, but
Not yet,
we're planning on it whenever I get a little bit of some time. Yeah, go and see his family, and it'll be really nice to see them.
Good. So you're going home, Mike, for Christmas. You going to get some fishing in, or?
Yeah, I think I'll get some ice fishing in for sure.
Oh, ice
for
fishing.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Thunder Bay, it's already minus 30. It's probably been minus 30 for a month up there. So
Yikes.
yeah, it'll be ready to go.
You should probably get in a competition with Owen Hedrick, because it seems to me if Owen Hedrick's not playing hockey, he's fishing, judging by all the social pictures.
Those Erie Otter guys like to fish.
Yeah,
Curtis Henry too. Those guys,
so you and Hank will have a little bit of a competition.
As soon as it freezes over here, we'll get out for sure.
Okay, good stuff. You gonna get some pierogies and borscht when you get back home to Morden?
Definitely, I'm looking forward to some homemade pierogies, homemade borscht.
Lovely.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Lovely. Good stuff. Well, listen, boys, great having you on. Thanks for choosing UPI.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And, good luck second half.
Perfect. Thank you.